rotations.
No.
Even though you're sitting down it right now, all these guys have to do is get on up there on the left side of your leaderboard and make your way into the finals.
Well, we'll wait and see how this game will unfold as another Miramar match gets underway. And Avangar, they're jumping out straight away on this one. They're not going to try and get over to La Cobreria. They're going to move on their way towards the east.
Yeah.
Zen are going to jump out quite close to them as well, which is an interesting one. So I wonder where they're going to go this time around.
I mean, they always go out early. Now, the funny thing here is the fact that Seekorg, they aren't opting, obviously, to go over towards El Pozo with this plane path. They're actually going down towards Cruz del Valle, and you have to make that 3 players in Avangar going, no, not Avangar, and Zoekt Een Naam going down in that direction too. Now, Page and T-Bone does seem to fly away. Ivel opted not to go down there either, so they will make their journeys elsewhere and give Seekorg somewhat of a spot in the middle, but they will have to keep that in mind whenever they do decide to start rotating. See shots already fired.
Yeah.
Sunsi doing the kind of anti-air gunning up towards Ivel, and now Broxel is shooting at him too. Multiple teams shooting, but does seem like Ivel has hit the ground. Now he just has to run and find some sort of cover. And well, I mean, for him, hopefully a weapon too.
Uh-oh.
Not gonna happen though.
Not what Zen would have wanted here. Ivel instantly taken out, and that's going to be an easy pickup for the Seekorg players. But if they stay around there too long, I know Zen will be hot on the revenge.
Yeah.
This circle, though, we've got the islands included towards the east. Besiktas is going to be very happy with the Impala players coming in. Moving mainly over towards this eastern south side once again. We're not going up north thus far today.
Yeah, this is kind of interesting to see. One of the things I'm going to be looking for here is when Avangar is planning on making this rotation. The obvious decision would be for them to just hug the eastern side and come in from the water, which would maybe mean them driving into Besiktas. But that would be the kind of go-to rotation right off the bat. But if they decide to stick around up here for a while, we know they like to play the edge early game. If Zoekt Een Naam and Seekorg do similar rotations and going on the eastern side rather than straight down, Avangar might just be wanting to say, you know what, we'll just go the opposite. We'll take a western approach to this one. Because, yeah, we've seen them do similar things before.
KG3 under fire already. It's the Wildcats that are going to actually be shooting at them and chasing them out. They've got cars, so they're going to go and loot elsewhere, I guess. See this early on.
Always dangerous to steal vehicles from Wildcats. That's
Going near Wildcats in general is scary.
Indeed it is.
I've never seen one face to face, but I don't think I'd ever want to either.
I've seen a Wildcat, but I don't think it was actually a Wildcat.
Not the true Wildcat,
Yeah, not like the proper big beastly animals.
They look cute. Definitely would rip you apart. You'd be like, oh, kitty,
They'll
kitty,
lure you
no,
in
please.
and then they'll eat you alive. Yeah, exactly. Just like some of these players, well, they'll be sitting around in their compound just minding their own business, and all of a sudden when you come around the corner, boom, they'll just take you out immediately. Now, for Northern Lights, I have yet to see them bring their Miramar game to an extent that I want to say, oh my god, these guys are actually scary. We saw them play that first game, or the last game actually, where they made a nice rotation coming in from the south, didn't get things going. The O'Connell just come up to this compound and was like, nope, I'm going to turn around. I saw an open door. I'm going to go back the other way, and yeah, Simsy, 17 bullets. Make that 10, 9, 8. We can keep counting. Doesn't make him hit his shots though when he realizes it too.
He's like, God damn it! Why did I not hit a single shot?
Yeah, that was now he knows how Ivel felt in that first game.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
The
unfortunate.
thing is, it's crazy because it's all done on how you're feeling, right? And if you get frustrated like that, you're definitely going to lose sight of actually getting those shots done.
Yeah.
You have to keep, as a pro player, very calm, cool, and collected with it. If you allow your emotions to get the better of you, then you will not be landing those shots. You've got to work on that muscle memory.
Also, I mean, the fact that he reacts the way he does, obviously not knowing that he's on camera at all. There's just like the kind of frustration.
That's
Like
just him.
Instead of
That's
punching the
natural.
table, that's just the the art of in-game frustration shown to you right there.
My mother, when I was a pro player back in the day, obviously not PUBG, it didn't even exist when I was that age, but I nearly had the internet pulled away from me because I punched my desk and I literally split down the middle of the desk.
My brother used to pull my internet cable out when he died in the game and I didn't.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
how does that work?
I mean, he was sitting in the room with the router and he just unplugged my internet, like Ethernet cable, whenever he died in the game and I hadn't died yet.
Oh, okay.
So it was
See,
just-
that's nice
yeah.
teamwork. Yeah,
Yeah.
great. Well, you guys are definitely not going to be
We're not teammates
any
anymore.
twins playing together. No, it's not happening.
Nope, he was. Yeah. It was that kind of brother to brother friendship, I guess you can say. Riddle getting themselves the rotation going. They had a good high kill performance in the first game, and then last game they had that really rough rotation over towards Gamerlegion. This time around, they have some room to work with. They're coming in from the north. They're kind of beating some of these far northern teams to those rotations. And they do have some room to kind of work around as far as to where they want to go and how far center they want to go. But the thing is, the center point here in this circle is very, very open. And honestly, you got to figure at this point, those center compounds, they're taken already. We just got to hug these edges and then look what's going to be potential as for center when the next circle pops.
Wildcats getting in their vehicles, getting their move on, and they've got a vehicle each now, which is going to be great for them going into the latter stages of this. But like you were just saying, on where they actually want to go with this is going to be very difficult. It's just so difficult to find a key spot to work from. But you do have to work with what you got, of course. Sometimes what you got is not what you want. As I love this. God.
It's rarely.
No!
Gotta add some more horsepower to it. Where's the NOS when we need it?
I tried. Ooh, clear, getting himself out in the open. Seekorg ready for him. And the rest of the Seekorg players are going to try and jump back in that car and get themselves going, because you may have started off shooting onto them, but Riddle, they're happy to engage in this. You're giving them a fight they will quite comfortably take against you.
That's the thing. Yet again, we've talked about it time and time again, how you have to sort of think that step ahead and saying, what's going to happen after I've started shooting? The idea of starting to shoot and get the knocks and the kills is all good fun, but what if you don't hit that shot that you needed to land? Yeah. Which position are you in, and what's going to happen if the guy all of a sudden turns around and starts shooting back? Sometimes we see players not really think that through, at least it seems like they don't, and that, well, I mean, ends up getting them killed.
Now powerful, we keep mentioning them. Don't see massive amounts of them. It's been pretty tough over and over again, but they're still in a spot where you could easily see 1-2 good games in a row, and they'd be back in within the top 8.
They came in alongside Moonwolf from the EU West Open League. Had a really, really good performance there. Direct qualification from the Open League off of the first phase there. And they just haven't really found their footing. They got themselves a win on the Wrangle, and they haven't really found their footing since then.
And I think it really goes to show, right, how big a step it is from qualifying for Contenders to actually playing in Contenders. It is a huge disparity in sort of understand
obviously
how different it is these teams play, the way they approach the games, just the caliber of the players in general. It's Fuse. You can see what's going on around him. He's just sneaking by saying, "I'll just put the time." Well, that's not bad at all.
Hit some more shots, so if he wants to get the knocks down. He does have a bit of help coming in front of him, though, presumably. That being if the other LXG players can position themselves probably to get damage done towards Riddle. Avangar did decide to take that eastern path around, and they do manage to get a knock on towards Clip. Such a heavy hitter with the bolt action and range fights. He is not going to be in this one any longer.
Short as well, just came over to see if he could try and save him, but it's not meant to be.
Not at all.
Good time from Sneaky Slayer. His nade was a little bit more over towards the right-hand side. He might have been able to land that one as well, but overall, LXG will be very happy with this little setup they had coming into play. Hughes will now reposition himself as well. And Riddle, they can't catch a break. Now they've walked into Avangar, and Asverin sprays out a ton of damage onto him.
Yeah, Avangar and Riddle have been running into each other a couple of times today already. Sinsen gone down already now, and Avangar already making their rotation further down. They know that Hanny Bro made his way around, and Reluctant was like, "You ain't getting away from me." He's just gonna try and see if he can catch him down. He's gonna start shooting over towards him. Sinsen gets taken down, as you can see on the right side of your screen. Fights are still happening, and holy hard shift. Guys, you have to go south now, and you have a whole city blocking off your entire western rotation. Good luck. Wow. Look at the access, look at the access point. If you go to the eastern side of Las Leones and where the water is, that's 1 kilometer of width for, let's say, 13 teams to rotate through. If not, then you have to go all the way around the city, and that's going to take time, and there's not going to be enough room on the southern side of the circle for all of them.
Luckily for K23 and We Need a Home, they're already making their way that way across. They're with the front runners to get down there, but it is going to be so difficult to understand how this will play out. As Besiktas already made their way down south. Riddle and Avangar still working their way into it. LXG are right at the top, and Hjort from Riddle, he's completely separated from his teammate now. All completely alone and 2 teams between them.
This is gonna be oh so difficult for all these teams trying to make their way on down. See Avangar out by the water, LXG there. The last remaining 2 Riddle players are there. Now Futbolist coming up in this direction as well. No tag team sitting somewhat center in the previous circle. But of course they have to make their way on down, and with them hearing all the vehicles driving away from them, it's just going to be them realizing more and more, guys, this is going to be one more of those edge games for us, because the center is already taken.
Just trying to land some more shots. But they're taking damage. Futbolist, though, they stand strong. Luckily, Maxazor's there to provide a bit of cover fire. They're somehow standing strong through all this shooting. They're jumping out, and Maxazor under pressure. He still lands the headshot. No way is he going to get this one. Damage being done. He's trying to hold on to it. BCGG just about standing in. The nade comes out towards him, and is it going to blow them both up?
That is the most confusing engagement I've seen from Avangar in all of my time casting their games. Nothing was under control. Arguably easy shots were being missed. Just a lot of things that we're not used to see from Avangar happening here. Now, fortunately, Noctiv hasn't been finished off, so there is a chance they could get him back up on his feet, because it seems like the 2 other remaining Futbolist players have continued driving on forward. So they do get to live with the scare here, but that was a rough one.
Yeah, Noctiv, he hit all those shots, and then all of a sudden, Genzo jumped out and said, no.
Yeah.
You have some of your own medicine, mate. You have a taste of this.
That was very, very insane. Also, great reaction from Genzo. We saw him do the 1v3.
Yeah.
I mean, he did have the help of his teammate in Gluten yesterday, but 1v3, at least as far as the kill feed goes, against Gamerlegion to win that last game yesterday. And now, I mean, jumping out of the vehicle, quick reaction, boom, turn around, get the knock on down onto one of the really good players there. Really good job, but it's not going to change the fact that they do go out in 16th. So as well as they did yesterday, today has been a one sack of rough games for them.
And this is what I was worried about for Futbolist. You had such a good day yesterday in our first Miramar game, and now teams have already adapted. You've kind of stuck to what you've been doing. Yes, okay, sometimes it doesn't work out. Hard shifts are hard shifts, and that's how it goes down, as Maxazor just doing what he does best, of course. Headshots being landed, fuse, no chance for him. But they are still in the blue. That's the problem here. Yeah. They are taking these fights in the blue, and they're quite far away. Yes, you've got the meds to deal with it for now, but that's going to cost you a lot when you come back in and you fight with some of these teams that are up towards Impala in the north.
Avangar, they have still got quite a while to go before they're inside the circle. So Zoekt Een Naam coming in from the south as well. New circle's going to pop. It does go somewhat further north, excluding a lot of the roads, fortunately, so no big open hazards of those to make their rotation on over. Maxazor now going down. Spiro once again, LXG. They have been waking up in the past 2 games. They're now landing more shots up towards the Avangar players, making their rotation on through.
Remember, Avangar already bypassed LXG once already, and LXG are now rotating in, and obviously Avangar spent so much time dealing with it all.
It has just been one big kind of elbow pushing, 2 guys trying to walk through the door at the same time. Yeah, exactly. But of course, nothing's over before the last Avangar players killed last game proved that to us very much so. Noctiv by himself, 1v4 essentially, should the last LXG players manage to make their way down here as well. Now he gets spotted out. Oh, does get the turnaround on one player, but he's going to go down in return. And Asterin and Snoopy, forced to leave their 2 teammates behind, will have to make the run on off.
The fact that he was even able to land that first knock onto them was impressive alone, but it is now back to the 2 players only, and Snoopy and Asterin for Avangar. Can they do that heroic work once again? There's no tag. They're going to look to eliminate all of the powerful team members now. Ghostar goes down. Norcus is very low on health, bleeding out as Bruxel's stuck in a house on his own. He's taken a lot of damage already. It's nades non-stop coming out from the no-tag team. There's
plenty of room on the southern side of this circle too. You see Riddle, Hannibro is running and running and running, trying to get into somewhat decent spot. He's all by himself, and no one is near and around him. Besiktas won't be looking for him. I don't think anyone's going to be looking for Hannibro at all at this point, honestly.
Yeah, no, they wouldn't be expecting this little solo man running on his own.
Love how we give him our camera for himself too.
Solo man.
Solo cam.
I love it.
Yeah.
We need solo cams. It's how we keep an eye on anyone that could truly up. Because that's the thing, right? The solo players, when they get ignored and left, they were always the ones that make all this craziness kick off.
Yeah. Oh, these guys are going to win it. Oh, I saw just took 2 players. Never mind then. That is true. They do tend to play a much bigger role than what we assume that they're going to.
Now, Besiktas will be happy knowing that there's only 2 members left of Avangar here, and they're not going to meet up with them just yet, but they're actually not far away from each other either.
Not at all. They're close enough. Close enough, and I think they might have heard the vehicles coming down towards the compound down there, and even if they haven't, then Besiktas is trying to position themselves right now in a 2-2 split, center control, but they cannot do anything before they see that next circle hit.
Barlos taking a few shots there towards the LXG players who have worked their way in now. Did LXG keep 3 or 4 players alive? I think 4. Yeah, 4. Jeez, so they're in a really good spot to being the last ones into the circle here. If they can win out this duel against Seekorg, that'll be interesting. There's no tag team trying to flush out this last powerful member. They've dealt a lot of damage onto this team, and they're looking to get the finish off.
Gotta play it smart, gotta push it together. One comes around the corner, and down goes Broxel.
15th place for Powerful. Not what they would have wanted here again on Miramar, but sometimes that's just the way it goes.
Ooh, Eastern Shift coming in on screens here. Besiktas sitting dead center. They have a compound to work with, and you see Ultra and Simsy immediately getting inside their vehicles too. You gotta get that rotation game going, because your teammates have the center spot, and that is the spot you need to defend, because believe me, teams will be coming that direction.
Xena found themselves doing well as well, coming from the south. K2-3, the spray down. Bjorn's going to be finding himself knocked. The headshots are landed straight away with the flush as well. And they've got the supply drop near him. That's a beauty that they want to see here.
Mumino's like, oh, I'll take that, thank you. Now just wide, here's the damage, here's the shots fired. He's going to find himself like on the top of Makan, trying to go for the flash, gets spotted out and return immediately. Mumino securing the kill there, and K23 getting to take out one. That's going to be taking out one more player now. I believe it's just Hamster alive.
Go and save your teammate. Yep, don't even bother with the flush. Allow your other teammate to do it for you.
Oh! Almost had him too.
So close, yet so far. But either way, K23, they will win out this little battle for now.
This terrain is so interesting to fight around. All these small dips and everything is so hard to see through for some of these players. It's an extremely tough place to fight. And now we see K23 trying to hold off. We need a home, but multiple other teams might be able to engage in this one, should they dare to sort of take that center position away. Movement is like, no, just running off.
Oh, that was close. He runs away, it gets even closer to him. He's got Lipson on the other side, also trying to make it work. There's out thinking, can I just have a little bit of cover, please?
There's not a whole lot of cover to get. That's the issue here.
They're completely surrounded now.
Look at the position for them too. They're far on the southern edge, and they need to make this rotation on in. But where do you run? You need to secure these guys, and we need a home, or just try and push further underneath them. But then you're running into a team like Zoekt Een Naam, sitting and trying to hold their southern side of the circle. Like, you have this entire kind of valley running down towards the water that you can run through, and you can see Desert is kind of trying to make that flank around. They need to do something here to catch at least one, and then we need the home players off guard. They cannot let them pin that in.
Lipson, though, he's playing this so well, just being such a nuisance. He's maybe not just always taking shots, but you have to be aware of him from here. Starting to be fired off.
Mustard again, landing some good shots, taking out 2 players. Jupsik goes down as well. It's just going to be 1 player remaining now for no tag team. Not sure how he's going to fare in this one. O'Connell, he's on the right side of the road, I guess you can say, but neither of them are inside the circle, and now they have got Seekorg in the compound outside of them in the position to start applying damage too.
And we need to understand that K23 have to come to them first, right? But they've also got to keep their wits about them on who might be sneaking up on them. Nades going out. Desert still manages to survive. Smash found himself knocked, but it should be hard for them to get the revive back in.
Gotta continuously make your way further down. Once this circle connects, it's gonna be impossible for them to rest if they do manage to get into the blue. Now he does. Oh no, they're inside. What am I saying?
So much spent on this.
Yeah.
We need a home have wasted loads of utility as of K23. And only one of them is going to be able to come out on top, as the Istanbul Wildcats are going to find themselves going up head-to-head against the Insidegames team, who seems to be taking it to them right now.
Not a whole lot more they can do from the spot that they're fighting from. They will all get eliminated. Deep securing himself the final kill there. Northern Lights team and Insidegames, they're both the Los Leones looting teams, and they're running side by side trying to get inside the circle. Now Rita getting called from behind, taken out, but immediately their fight happens and completely on top of them.
That's what I was worried about for We Need a Home. You've been out there fighting KT3 for the longest time, and now you're under pressure. You've lost Rita. You've got Polidaric knocked down. He's also low on health. The shot's coming out, and Greg doing what he does best. This man is a beast. What a play!
2 kills coming in for Greg, and also on the other side of things, we saw, I believe it was Quizzy taking down 3 players from the Insidegames team. So 2 really good quick finish offs there to both Insidegames and We Need a Home. And look at the control Besiktas have in the center of the circle now. Split out, They're sitting thin in it, but you know how they play this one. They'll take this split for one circle longer, and then once they know they have to sit together, they'll start doing the whole sweeping thing as a 4-man unit. They know that they cannot allow for teams to take over their position right now.
Hanny just chilling on his own, soloed his way in, walked into the hut, and he's like, yeah, I can hear what's going on around me. Don't really feel like poking out anytime soon. As LXG, they're trying to make their way in, and Besiktas, like you said, they're doing this controlling. They'll stand around this, they'll play off the terrain that they know best, and they'll do a lot of damage to Simsy. He's on point, he's not missing those, and Fuse goes down without a problem at all for Besiktas.
The thing is, as long as they can keep them, first of all, outside of an 8 range, because that's a huge thing, and second of all, in a range from within, they can always guarantee to get the knock or the res up before a push comes in. That is going to be, well, pretty much the goal for them. So you always have like the time to maneuver around your soldiers to prioritize one fight over another. Phosphor goes down in the distance. Not a whole lot more to it than that. O'Connell tried to hold the angle. But there was nobody there to shoot, and LXG might not be expecting the second solo to be coming around Mumino now, though. That's this fight in front of him. They have a chance to maneuver around south, but there's just a really open terrain for them to run through if they do decide to do that.
He needed to hit those shots as Grag's going to try and poke up. He's checking all of his angles. If he can come around the side, he might be able to do a lot of damage to Northern Lights, who have actually pushed up on him. This could work out well for Grag if he does want to try and make it work. It all comes down to if he's spotted. He is spotted out, but he also, okay, bro, takes some damage regardless. Nade's going to come out, pinned and ready. Grag's got to be able to back away from this.
This is what's so funny with the whole nade mid and the way it is right now. People, I mean, instead of trying to get the first knock off and the first kill off, they always say, oh, that's for a nade, and then if we don't get him, then we'll get weapons. You know, like the nades is always the priority in a first-person shooter game. It's more like a first-person nader game at this point.
That is the way it's going down, but these nades are being avoided for now. It's like playing ping-pong back and forward here. Because he will start for the first knock. Grag is now down on his knees, and the rest of Northern Lights start to push up 3v2. And K23 need to be very careful here. They've got 6 kills already, but they don't want to continue to take this fight.
Circle shifted over towards Besiktas once more on Gamerlegion. Northern Lights team and K23 can technically sit around here for a little while longer. Grag does get taken down, but as we can see there, the Northern Lights guys, they are getting pressure from behind as well. Mumuna does get down one, but there are more players to deal with.
Nicely done there. Quizzy's able to hold on to it, but Mumino wants to get these finish-offs. He knows there's a couple of knock players in there. The grenades go out, Desout goes down, and Mumino is all alone here.
Yeah, so just make a run off. There's not a whole lot more you can do. They had a good placement last game, and they want to get a good one in this one too. Throws the smoke off to the side, maybe have a little bit of a bait smoke in the other direction, but he's going to get called out, and he's going to get taken down as well. Quizzy, 5th kill for him coming in here. And now Northern Lights, I talked about them. We haven't seen what we want to see so far. 7 kills in this game and guaranteed placement points at this point too. Good job for them in this match. They have a chance to get even more things done.
LXG though, 3 players up and running. Simsy managed to take down Fuse earlier. Had a bit of distance in there. Besiktas still taking multiple shots. And everyone seems to know where they are. They've got pretty much the dead center. As both Sen and Avangar are trying to work their way into this as well. And LXG, they're just keeping their wits about them. Plenty of utility to be used, and they don't want anyone pushing up close. So Snoopy's going to go down for a bit of LXG and Sen action.
Spiro has no idea where he's getting shot at from. And LXG now fighting on multiple fronts. Once again, they have been finding themselves in the center of these kind of pins time and time again. And well, I mean, the last game it worked out for them, but this time might be too much for them to handle. Sneaky and Mikhailovic really need to start applying some pressure from over here. And they do. Good nade coming in there.
Spiro can give all this information over to Barlos, from where Barlos is as well. So if the nades come out, he's just creeping in saying, hey guys, we'll eventually go down. There's the way it happens as Hanny. Patience. I love it.
17 players alive. Every single kill could be you getting more placement points. Just buy your time. Do not shoot until shot at. Even if you get a somewhat free kill on a guy in front of you, unless if you know like there's at least 2 people there, I would hesitate to take the shot, that's for sure.
Seekorg though finding Philo getting knocked. Barnos very low on health, 2 health.
Not a whole lot you can do from there. Just oh no, the blue!
The timing.
Ah, that's so tough. You gotta keep your wits about you in these situations. Hanny's getting spotted out as well. Aspirin's like, no, don't come over to me. I'm just chilling over here. Can you guys just take the fight the other direction? Hanny does go down. 7th place for Riddle. Rough rotations on the eastern side for them, but once again, Besiktas, off of that 3rd rotation they made, They have found themselves the golden spot in the circle.
Kailovic checking all the corners, but doesn't know where Azvarin is, who is being the sneaky snake. He doesn't want to get involved just yet, though. Zen's on one side, LXG on the other. And he just wants to find a way into that circle.
You can see him moving his way forward. He thought he got spotted. Maybe it didn't. Doesn't really matter. In the end, Sneaky Slayer does get taken down. Is he anticipating one more around the corner, though? Azvarin get himself reloaded. I don't think he saw Mikhailovic over there before, but he might just have heard the steps now. Nate's coming in too. Yeah, he spotted that for sure.
Azvarin be ready for this. He's like, poke over, give me another kill, give me another set of placement he wants to take away. Which is the third, he tries to make it work. Mikhailovic under pressure. He's landing a good amount of damage onto him though, but it's very back and forth. Azvarin's got it in their favor, and then Zen come over their hill. They're ready to do the damage. Page easily getting the job done, and Mikhailovic is under fire.
In all honesty, Mikhailovic is prone again. Exactly what we're seeing here. Somehow Quizzy just cannot get the angle on towards him. But this is exactly what he's gonna do. Oh, he got up just a bit too quickly, and Quizzy, 6th kill for him. Really, really, really impressive showing from him in this game.
Now Besiktas, it's all about holding on to this now. They've got Zen pushing up on him. Hamster on from Gamerlegion, the solo player.
He's just chilling with 4 guys from Northern Lights.
Nades once again.
Yeah,
Page has got to be careful. This is getting too close to comfort for him.
Smokes are coming in from T-Bone. He's trying to help them out as much as he can from behind, but for Besiktas, they cannot allow for him to be in here. I mean, you can see Northern Lights right now. They're just moving around saying, whenever that knock comes, we're going to run in. They did spend all their utility, though, on K23, the fight they had just before, and now they're actually pushing down kind of blind on this one. Perfectix gets damage done, forcing Ultra down. That's going to be one of the eyes in the sky taken out. Now Hamster is trying to crawl on further forward.
Hamster's like, I'm in the circle.
Let them fight. Let them fight.
Nice luck.
How the headshots coming in there.
Wow, Lux was on point there. Turns around, manages to deal away with Northern Lights, and he knows that Zen might want to push up any time soon. No finish-offs coming in just yet. The revive should be possible, but Tomel says no. Okay, bro, will go down just as I say it.
And before Hamster gets himself some kills over this one, so you can see he saw the guys resin down there below him, and he did not want to be part of it whatsoever. He's going to rely on Besiktas to take down Northern Lights before they get further inside the circle. This is the last circle shoving, and the game is going to end right outside this compound.
Ultra landing a huge amount of shots there. Page also onto Northern Lights. This means now Besiktas and Zen are technically working together as Hamster gets involved. The deep goes down, and Hamster is not done yet. He's thinking, okay, we got 2 kills now. Let's see if I can make it 3. I'm already in top 4. Barrel out the utility and see what I can make happen here. I just need cover.
And everyone's like, wait, didn't Gamerlegion get eliminated like 15 minutes ago? What the hell is going on here? But Hamster has been chilling all by himself for the longest of time. Ultra went down to an 8 by Vasco. And, well, I mean, there's still way more people to be killed up in this compound. 2 of them, to be exact, Tumble and Lux. They're holding the fort tight. They're doing whatever they can to keep them at bay.
Lux is putting in that work. He's landing some key shots now, but he's going to run out of meds if he's not too careful. Lots of damage coming his way. And Northern Lights, they're very scared of Hamster's position. They're like, where have you gone, Mr. Snake?
Northern Lights cannot put their focus on what's happening in here anymore. They know that Hamster's outside the circle. Perfectus is just on the edge. And, oh, that's got to be him spotting him out. He has the audible cues. He can get the info to Quizzy. So as long as Quizzy's not spottable or, like, what do you say, viewable or visible from the compound, then he can help him out on top. But he has to put his focus up there. He needs to help out Perfectix. He spots him above him now.
He's just baiting out the shots like,
He has to. This is all he can do.
I love it. Hamster has a game plan, and he's trying to make it work.
I mean, in all honesty, every single second that Hamster stays alive could be a position gained, right? He doesn't know exactly.
He's also hindering any opportunity for Northern Lights to have him winning this.
But now he does start making the run down. 360s are coming in for him as well, and he will go down in the end. So 2v3v3 is what we've got going here, Ultra. It's not just before, but it's just 2 players live. I believe that's a bit of falsely provided information. No, he does. Yeah, there you go. Finish off.
Now this is where Besiktas are losing their ground. Just 2 players left alive. Lux is going to kind of come out of here. And they need to stick together now. It's all about playing off each other. Quizzy working his way up close, as you can see down in the right-hand corner. Perfectix out in the open. So Mill might be able to spot him out here. The smoke is just about covering him.
T-Bone and Zoekt Een Naam obviously used all their utility trying to just get up here, so they probably don't have anything else. A few smokes in the hand of Tomil, but that's not going to buy him a whole lot. For Besiktas, though, they have to somehow commit to one fight. It's just practically impossible for them, because every time they peek one team, another team starts shooting at them.
Page tries to make the run on up. Perfectix gets himself knocked down to the circle. There's no way he's coming back into this. He'll die out instantly. Yeah. Damage is too high, and now Quizzy is saying, what on earth can I do from here?
Chill. Let them fight, as they say. Just let the other two teams fight. You know there's multiple teams remaining now. And this is exactly what he has to hope for.
Page up close. Vazku and T-Bone got the back lines covered. Lux and Tomil locked in the house, trying to hold this off. It's all about positioning for them. A lot of utilities being used from both sides, which is why we're not seeing the nades go out consistently. Normally that would be used to flush these players out. As Page walks around the corners, Tomil goes down, and they're going to try and look for this final Northern Lights player as Quizzy goes to take a bit more of a central position. He's almost right on the dot now.
Great double peek coming in for Zoekt Een Naam. Even in situations this stressful in an end game, like, they can still keep their wits about them. Really, really, really great efforts coming up from them. This is just not something you have a chance to practice that often, but they're really doing everything they can to get themselves this win.
Lux in the house still at the top. Surrounded on all corners. T-Bone will find Quizzy. It means Northern Lights go down in third. So Besiktas have guaranteed themselves at least second place here in a 3v1. And the circle is perfectly going to work in Zen's favor.
And they know exactly where they have him now. And for Lux, you're a great player, but 1v3 against a team that just got second place last game, I'm not seeing this happen whatsoever.
He jumps out, and he jumps out to his death. That's going to be a win for Zen. 7 kills alongside it. And overall, they bounce back from a second place to a first place here, and we've still got one more game to go, Toby.
Yeah, really good effort from them. We were missing them yesterday to take in the first game.